Welcome to Fluent by Story, where we help you improve your English listening and speaking skills through powerful and emotional stories. Today's tale is not just about friendship, but about trust, fear, betrayal, and life lessons. Sit back, listen carefully, and try to speak along with the story to improve your fluency. Let's begin the story of The Bear and the Two Friends. Once upon a time, in a quiet little village nestled between tall green hills and thick forests, there lived two boys named Rohan and Deepak. They were not only neighbors but also best friends since childhood. From the moment they could walk, they were almost always together, playing in the fields, swimming in the river, and sharing stories under the shade of the ancient banyan tree near their homes. Everyone in the village called them brothers by heart. Their bond was admired by many and envied by some. As they grew older, their paths diverged slightly. Rohan started working with his father in the fields, while Deepak helped his uncle run a small tea shop. Still, their friendship never faded. They met each evening, talked for hours, and promised that no matter what happened in life, they would always be there for each other. One sunny morning, while sipping tea near the village pond, Deepak suggested something that would soon test the very foundation of their friendship. "Rohan," he said, "let's go to the city tomorrow. I've heard there's a merchant looking for helpers. If we work for him, we can earn money and send it back to our families." Rohan paused. "Are you sure? It's a long journey and we've never gone that far." Deepak smiled. "That's what makes it exciting. We'll go together, just like always." Rohan agreed, trusting his friend completely. The next day, with a small bundle of food, some clothes, and lots of dreams, the two friends began their journey through the forest path that led to the city. The forest was known to be deep and dangerous, but they believed that as long as they were together, nothing could harm them. They walked for hours, laughing, talking, and dreaming about their future. The trees were tall and whispering in the wind. The birds chirped cheerfully, and sunlight danced on the forest floor. It seemed peaceful, too peaceful. Suddenly, the rustling of leaves behind them broke the silence. They stopped. The sound came again, louder this time. A shadow moved in the distance. And then, out of nowhere, a huge brown bear emerged from the bushes. Its eyes were sharp, its claws long, and its growl deep and frightening. The two friends froze in fear. "What do we do now?" Rohan whispered, trembling. But before he could say another word, Deepak ran as fast as he could, and climbed up a tree, leaving his friend behind. Rohan looked at Deepak climbing, then at the bear approaching. He knew he couldn't outrun it, nor could he climb as fast as Deepak. He dropped to the ground and remembered something his father once told him. "If you ever see a bear, lie still and play dead. Don't breathe. Don't move." With his heart pounding, Rohan lay flat on the ground, held his breath, and stayed as still as a stone. The bear came closer, closer, and closer still. It sniffed around his head, his chest, and his arms. Its warm breath was on his face, and its claws just inches from his skin. Rohan didn't move. After a few long, terrifying moments, the bear grunted, turned away, and slowly walked back into the forest. Once the danger had passed, Deepak climbed down from the tree, brushing off leaves from his shirt. He laughed nervously. That was close. I saw the bear sniffing around your face. It looked like it whispered something in your ear. What did it say? Rohan stood up slowly, brushing the dust off his clothes. His heart still raced, but his voice was calm and quiet. Yes, he replied. The bear whispered, never trust a friend who runs away when you're in danger. Deepak froze. His smile vanished. For the first time in his life he felt ashamed, small, and truly alone. The silence between them grew heavy. Rohan didn't say another word. He picked up his bundle and began walking back toward the village. Deepak followed, but a distance had grown between them, not just in steps but in hearts. Days passed. The story of the bear and the two friends spread through the village. Some people scolded Deepak for being a coward. Others praised Rohan for his wisdom and courage. Deepak tried many times to apologize, but Rohan never said much. The hurt ran too deep. They still saw each other sometimes at the market or on the village path, but the old spark of friendship was gone. Rohan found work in a nearby town and started a new life. Deepak remained in the village, often looking at the road leading into the forest, remembering the day he let fear control him. One evening many years later, a storm rolled over the hills, and the village was hit by heavy rains and lightning. The river swelled, flooding the lowlands. People rushed to higher ground. Rohan, who had returned to visit his family, saw children stranded near the riverbank. Without a second thought, he waded into the water, lifted them onto his shoulders and carried them to safety. Everyone praised his bravery. Deepak watched from a distance. Later that night, he walked up to Rohan, soaked in rain, tears blending with the water on his cheeks. "I'm sorry," he whispered. "Not just for that day but for all the days after. I let fear decide for me. And I let silence break something beautiful." Rohan looked at him for a long time, then placed a hand on his shoulder. "We all make mistakes," he said gently. "But true friends learn, grow, and return, not just to apologize but to do better." That night, under the same banyan tree where they once shared stories as children, they sat together again. Time had changed them, but the lesson remained, stronger than ever. The story of the bear and the two friends teaches us something simple but powerful. True friendship is not about who is with you when things are easy, but who stands by you when everything falls apart. Words are easy. Promises are cheap. But actions, especially in difficult moments, reveal the truth. Thank you for watching this video on Fluent by Story. If you enjoyed this story and want to learn more English through deep, emotional storytelling, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you in the next story. Until then, stay kind, stay brave, and never stop learning.